Jump in line, it's journal time. Coming up, we have music, sports, movies, and a whole lot more. This is Centennial Journal. Welcome back to another episode of Centennial Journal. I'm your host Yasser, and boy, do we have a show for you. You better have your dancing shoes, your ice skates, and your tissues handy. This week's episode, a hockey dad's perspective, a recovering addict that has turned his life around, and an anime artist working towards her goal in life. And lastly, a gym buff that has the heart of a lion, all coming up on the Journal. This first documentary showcases a man that works hard and works out even harder. His dedication and strength are astounding. Now let's get to it.
My dad had the demon in the bottle kind of syndrome. He had a bad day, he would have a couple of drinks, and then he would be rude, he would be disrespectful, he would break things for no reason. One of the things I definitely think I inherited from him, which I don't like, is my anger. He would pop off for no reason, and he would, put it towards people, and I don't like that. I try not to be like that. There's been a lot of instances where he's definitely hurt my mom and definitely hurt me. I remember one night it was a typical day, and he was angry, and I tripped over a phone wire, and I remember he beat the hell out of me, and I remember my face being so puffed up. I remember my lip being so puffed up. I remember scratches on my face, and I remember going into my bed, and I remember crying, and I remember it hurt so much to cry because everything was so swole in my face. And then I just promised myself I would never ever be weak enough to take a beating. I would never ever let my body be weak. I went to Chapters and I got 5 fitness magazines: Men's Health, Men's Fitness, Muscle and Fitness. Tried to make sure I actually knew my stuff, and trained from then on. And I remember he went for 2 weeks, he came back, I asked him how is and he was kind of a great guy, but he was geeky. He was a geeky guy. But he was a sweet guy, he was caring, and he was just, he had long limbs, so it was hard for him to build muscle. That's how it usually works. So he came back, and I was like, oh, how's your trip? And he's like, it's good, and he stopped, and I was like, is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, just, I went to the beach, and I took off my shirt, and I was like, I'm like, this guy's gonna say, he could have been better, or he was disappointed, I'm gonna feel like crap. At that moment, I realized that I need to be able to give that to other people. If I was 16, I would probably still get my ass handed to me. But I'm not gonna let that happen ever again.
Holy moly, it's so sweet. It makes me want to cry. But crying is for babies, and I'm not a baby, so I'm not going to cry. Especially because this entire month is Austin 316, and I certainly can't cry now. I'll just hold it until April. But who knows, maybe this next doc would do the trick. I'll just keep these tissues close, just in case. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but with this next documentary, it's 1,000 pictures that lead to one word: amazing. Let's take a look at one of Toronto's up-and-coming anime artists.
My name is Melissa Garrison. I am 21 years old and I am an anime artist. I started dating my stuff back in 2005 when I was trying to do stuff out of an art book. I wasn't really copying that much back then. It gradually just became something when I started copying things, when I started watching anime. Depending on my mood, depends on what I'll draw. If I'm angry or mad, I'll draw more gory and violent things. If I'm happy, I'll draw cute things like chibi form. It's more on the dark side. I really like a lot of violent animes and the things that they can do. When I first started drawing, it wasn't me copying anything, it was just me trying to make my own characters, trying to make something that looks like manga or anime. And as I gradually started watching anime is when I started copying and learning different techniques from what I was seeing. I can draw a face perfectly on my own now, hairstyles. For me, the number one thing that I like seeing in animes that I watch is the art style. How that person makes it their own, how you can identify that artist that they've made that anime just from the way that what techniques they use. I think with anime, there's just things that you can do that you can't get from watching normal people, like facial expressions and definitely when it comes to the detail in the eyes. Like when you see the eyes in anime with all the intense feelings that they have and the changes that they go through, it's just the colors, the different types of eye styles that there are. You can have cat slits, you can have red eyes, any color that you want. It's just one of the most moving things.
I'm Ryan. I've been dating Melissa for about 4 years. I definitely see and believe in the compassion that Melissa takes in each drawing and every sketch and every piece of color that she puts in them. I believe in time she will definitely make it to where she wants to be as an artist and an animator.
I've had a lot of people tell me that I'm not gonna make it and that it is unrealistic for what level I'm at right now, but truth be told, I think I could do it.
Now, I told myself I wasn't going to cry, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to throw this next segment over to our live reporter, Jordana, while I just go back to my dressing room and chop up some onions. I swear that's what I'll be doing. Wait, you don't believe me?
Thank you very much, Yasser, and don't worry, I understand. Easter just passed, spring is in the air, it's a very sensitive time of the year, no doubt. And I ain't talking Gwen Stefani, even though I am just a girl. That's right, I'm just a girl that's standing in front of a boy that's asking me to ask her questions about the rap game. So,
yeah,
Alex, tell me how long you've been rapping for.
It's been about 4 years now. I started recently my little collective of me and my friend called Water Trash, and we have 2 EPs out right now that we've been working on. One dropped last year, and we just dropped one recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're all over. You can find them anywhere, really. But
Oh. Who writes and produces your music?
we both do all of the writing and all the production ourselves, and we'll use Pro Tools and we'll use Ableton for our music, and then it's usually just a pen and paper for the words, though.
Pen and paper for the
yeah,
words?
that's usually how it works.
So what's your inspiration? Do you have any musical inspiration? What do you like to write about?
Well, as far as musical inspirations go, it'll kind of vary. I don't really listen to a lot of hip hop unless it's like 50 Cent. I love 50 Cent so much. He's the best ever. But besides that, a lot of the inspiration comes from going out and partying a lot, and I like ladies and stuff. So it's like I'll write about those things because they're kind of fun.
So ladies and parties.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Who are your favorite artists at the moment? Who else do you like listening to?
Right now, I listen to a lot of, I like Doom a lot. Doom's wicked. I like Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. That's what I was bumping today on my way over, getting all fired up. It's great. Little Sherry baby, getting it going. Woo!
Fantastic. Now, one thing that we do in this program is we do a lot of our own filmmaking.
Yeah.
Now, you film your own videos.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We just started doing that not too long ago. We picked up a little Canon camera and we're like, hell, let's make videos. It seems easy enough. Psych. not easy enough. It's tough, but like we're starting to get the hang of it. We filmed a couple videos. We did one in Toronto recently on a rooftop, and
That's cool.
Yeah, and they like the whole time we had these cops like circling around. I didn't know if they thought we were jumpers or something, but we were just like, oh my God, it's us. We're so gangster up here.
Very
filming the cops.
innocently shooting at the music video.
Yeah, so innocent, but it wasn't us. They were chasing probably like bank robbers or murderers or something. Who knows?
Oh, cool. How many, totally cool. How many music videos do you guys have out at the moment?
We have 4 out right now, and one of them's for one of our newer songs, which is pretty cool. They keep getting better as we're making them. Like we've noticed that as we've been
So
watching
that's good,
it.
the progress.
Yeah, there's definite progress.
You'll be as good as us sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. What about albums? Tell me, what album do you like listening to right now?
What album do I like listening
Just
to
one.
right now? Well, every day I start every day listening to 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. I
Every
can't,
day.
yeah, wake up, say what up to my mom, throw the album on, and the club comes on. Breakfast gets real fired up. It's great.
Good song to wake up to in the
Yeah.
morning. Where can we find your music?
You could go on YouTube and just type in Water Trash in all capital looking letters, and it's just one word, and then a bunch of videos will pop up. We're also on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/watertrash390.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We got about 20 seconds. I want to hear you freestyle.
All
Let's
right.
do that.
What am I
Maybe
gonna-
about the 6.
All right, let me see what I can
The
do.
6.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to be interviewed in the nude. Well, maybe later. We'll see if he can slide up and down on that fader. I was supposed to be rapping about the 6, but, well, any takers on some couple of drinks after this? Maybe we can all hurl or just trip up and down the street like that little camera girl. And maybe on the street you couldn't say a word to me, so I'll just stare at the teleprompter like Ron Burgundy.
Well, thank you for that. Music is a very magical thing. And now we're going to take a look at a troubled Toronto artist whose newborn daughter and music saved his life. Why, you ask? Because love.
Name's Tommy Dillard. Because Love is an organization that helps to raise funds and awareness for mental health programs and issues to help people get the help that they need, that they're looking for, or for themselves or for their loved ones. David Zeleny is who's the creator of Because Love. He's a very old friend of mine. He used to work with a band I used to be in. The article they did on me is about me becoming sober, going sober. I had a couple of dark years. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. It got really bad. It got to the point where, I almost died. Well, I've been making music and touring since I was a teenager, and I just wanted to live that rock star life so badly that, I wanted to keep the appearances up, and it just goes with the territory, I guess, in most cases. And, I did that to its fullest. I was drinking and doing drugs every day, every night, and, I became a shell of the person I was, and, I became dependent on it, and I wasn't me for so many years, and it kind of reached an apex, and I had to turn my life around, or else I wasn't going to be here much longer, and I really had no choice, and it was a good thing because I'm doing great. I'm a year and a half sober. I have a great relationship with my daughter, and I'm making music again, so it feels good. I lost a couple of years with my daughter. I was a bad person. It was just, I wasn't me. I was this shell, this monster of me that was inside. And I just really wanted that relationship to grow strong again, and it has. Me and her are really good together, and it feels great. Music really helped with that. It's very therapeutic, and It was for my own health and safety and well-being, and my mental well-being. It just wasn't there. And now, I can think clearly, and I can see things clearly. I can smell things, and it feels great. The only person who could stop you is yourself. And, if you really feel like you want to take the steps, you should take those steps.
I swear, my allergies are just acting up. I don't know why. Perhaps it's the weather, or maybe there's some dust in the studio. Whatever it is not because of the intensity of these documentaries. Now let's take a look at something that's a little more lighthearted. Ever wonder what it means to be a young, aspiring filmmaker? We get an in-depth look at what this process is like. Lights, camera, action.
Record. Shut up, I'm recording now. I don't know how to start these things.
On the weekend of March 12th and 13th, I and several of my classmates had to perform the daunting task of doing a 2-day film shoot on location at the Courtyard Marriott in downtown Toronto as part of a school project. Our team of 9 plus myself had been preparing for this shoot for over a month, and the time had finally arrived.
So it's the Friday before our shoot. We just picked up the U-Haul, and now we're heading to school to get our equipment.
So after loading our equipment, driving, loading the rest of our equipment, more driving, and a good night's sleep later, it was finally the morning of the shoot.
So here we are, day 1 of shooting. We are on our way to our hotel. We're gonna check in, get our equipment set up. A little nervous, but mostly excited.
Yeah, sure, Nish working on the audio in our equipment room. After bringing in the gear, getting it set up, and doing other important things, it was time to knuckle down and start shooting.
Rolling, sound, speed, action.
This is us on lunch break. Here's the crew chilling. There's a little notebook.
And I've been doing all this paperwork for
Oh,
weeks.
for
weeks I've been budgeting, and
Budget.
breaking down,
Whoa.
assembling and organizing and getting legal
Look at
stuff
these
done.
colors, man. This is color coded.
And those things, I mean, they cost half as much as my car, but damn, they're fantastic. You know that thing you do with your fingers in the ducting?
Scarborough Special?
This is the nap room. This is where all of the crew come to have naps. And after 2 hectic days of setting up equipment, filming takes, and staying in high spirits,
What's it like working on a big set?
we had filmed our last shot.
We just wrapped for the day. Woo! Everyone look happy. There's out. So it's just after 8 o'clock now. We've wrapped for the day. I'm very, very tired, but I think that we've got an awesome product. I think we've got a really amazing film that we're going to be really proud of. And I think that everyone in our crew should be really happy and proud of themselves for the job they did. I couldn't have asked for a better crew. So thank you to you guys, and here's to Mike and Linda.
Well, nothing sad about that. It's really inspiring. Maybe I'll quit this cushy talk show host and go get a job at Centennial College. I hear they have a fantastic film program. Maybe that's why all these documentaries are getting to me. That school keeps producing intensely amazing pieces of work over and over again. What a place.
A place so amazing that the one and only Alex Barker is in the studio right now to bless us with a live performance. Coming straight out of the GTA, here is Alex Barker.
Oh, you gonna dig this.
Woo!
That ass
though. Got me looking like how I get that low. I'm glassed up, I don't give a fuck, and I eat it up just like Rob Ford. I'm that super freak with that crazy game. White Rick James without the brakes, it's a celebration. Leather glaze, left leg stitching that still lane. Just working bitch with the turbulence. Swerve little mama hit the curb again like you look hurt and left over your purse, a bitch. I'm 4:30 in the morning and burgling. Now fast, drunk as fuck, bitch in the back, Ricky up front. Caesar salad up in the blunt, flip a chick on my dick, that shake junk. 40 ounces up on the lips while you kiss your bitch and then she licked the tip. She cold pizza, legs and lift, back in 08 on Craigslist. Bitch. Like good, goddamn I'm hot. I got a one trick pony and she down to ride. She's loosey-goosey, beg me to settle. What the fuck made you think you even close to my level? Do this shit how I'm supposed to. Feel me night vision that you live closer. Bad bitch, cigarettes and mimosas. 3 now skip dinner, but still we gonna roast. Yo, 39 live. And your daughter, make her pay the bill. Red Lobster, stop. Get a liquor out of nowhere. You should take a bath to the tape in your coat. So rock that gutter, never gonna rubber dub tea in the house in your mouth, motherfucker.
Rock that gutter, trash in the place, stealing up all the hoes and bringing it up. Face.
Wow, Southern Ontario does truly have one of the best musicians and filmmakers in the entire globe. And oddly enough, that's not what we are known for. We are known for hockey, of course. The great Canadian game has been a long tradition within just about everyone's family for years. And it all started with a young kid's dream and the dedication of a parent to help that child pursue their dreams. This is the final documentary of our program tonight. And I want to thank all of you for not judging me on allergies. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for exclusive behind-the-scenes footage and your chance to enter our monthly journal Jump and Jive contest. We will see you next week on another jumping episode of the Journal. I'd like to give a big shout out to Jordana for a great interview. I'm Yasser. Have a fantastic week, everybody.
My name is Andy Nero. I have 2 kids in hockey, one who's 17, or almost 17, Joshua, and Ben who's 13.
I'm Josh, and I'm a goalie, the yellow team. Yeah. Favorite part about being a goalie is probably just having the ability to win a game for your team by yourself. At the same time though, I always felt like I wanted to try player too, because obviously I never got the chance to score goals, but goalie was just better for me.
You know, kids come home from school, we have dinner, and there's a little bit of time in between that. Games are typically anywhere between 8 and 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes, you know, you gotta leave early and rush to Barrie or Markham. The furthest we have to go is Aurelia. Going away to tournaments and spending, 3-4 days with your kid, driving to a different city and actually winning a tournament is pretty memorable.
You get to meet a lot of friends and have a lot of good experiences and memories, and it's a good way to stay active and have a good time.
It's always a good feeling when, kids score a goal, and my eldest is a goalie, so whenever he, makes a good save, it's the same feelings, It takes a big commitment to time commitment to make sure that you're there and you can get them to the arena, and it's a busy, it's a lifestyle. I have to make sure that the kids' equipment is up to snuff, make sure their water bottles are filled, and just take care of them if there's an injury. Make sure that, they're taken care of. I think hockey is the biggest sport here, at least in Southern Ontario, and I think it's the most competitive, I would have to say. And not just amongst the kids, but the parents even. In the beginning, when the kids were younger, it was a little more serious, but I think now that I've been around the block a couple times with them, it's more of an activity and a leisure activity. I don't take it so serious. The kids maybe a little bit more than I do.
I honestly don't know what my life would be without hockey, so I'm really glad he put me into hockey and went through all that for me.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Kick it. Whoa, that ass though got me looking like how I get that low. I'm glossed up and I don't give a fuck, and I eat it up just like Rob Ford. I'm that super freak with that crazy game. White rig veins without the braids. It's a celebration, leather glaze, left leg stitching that stellar lane. Just work a bitch up in the turbulence. Swerve little mama hit the curb again. That cute a curtain left over your purse, your bitch. At 4:30 in the morning and burgling. Now bounce, drunk as fuck. Bitch in the back, Ricky up front. Caesar salad up in the blunt. Flip a chick with my dick, that shake junk. 40 ounces up on my lips while you kiss your bitch after she lick the tip. She cold beats, her legs lift. Back in 08 on Craigslist, bitch. Yo, like good goddamn, I got a one-trick pony and she down to ride. She loosey-goosey and begged me to settle. What the fuck made you think you even close to my level? Do this shit how I'm supposed to. POV night vision that you with a close-up bad bitch. Cigarettes and mimosas, 3 not skip dinner, but still we got our own show. Yo, 3-9 live. And your daughter, make her pay the bill. Red Lobster stop. Get it, liquor out of nowhere. Usually take a bath with the tape in the toaster. Rock that gutter, never got a rubber dub tea in the house in your mouth, motherfucker.
Rock that gutter, trash in the place, stealing up all the hoes and bringing it up.
Jump!